Let me tell you something about Tank Davis. Tank is like the real life anime character of boxing right now. The only other guy you could put opposite of him in that category right now is the monster Inoue, who is also a little rock star that's making noise. But whether you want to call Tank Baby Tyson or the face of boxing, love him or hate him, we all know he has the it factor. I mean, Tank is badass. Definitely one of the most entertaining and probably the most explosive fighters in the sport of boxing today. Like, are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? We've seen Canelo Alvarez, we've seen Manny Pacquiao, we've seen Floyd Mayweather, and he's shown flashes of all those guys. But it makes one beg the question, who is he like? And are we really in the Gervonta Davis era? Is this just another flash in the pan, or will he be solidifying himself with a Hall of Fame career? Oh, and to everyone debating, saying that Canelo is still the face of boxing, just remember this. If that is the case, Tank is Canelo's favorite fighter according to Canelo. Just saying, bro. I mean, Tony Bellew compared this motherfucker to Prince Nassim Hamed, referring to his punching power at the lighter division. And for the ones who don't know or may have forgotten who that is, look him up. Scary thing is, I don't even think we've seen the best of Tank. Like, what is he really? Hell, what is Ryan Garcia really? I mean, I'm sure the gap in skills was way wider than most would have liked to believe, but Tank said that Ryan Garcia was the best fighter he's gotten to share the ring with. Now, although most of us would disagree based on the outcome of their fight, we aren't the ones in the ring with them, and it's kind of hard to agree being the fact that because after his bout with Ryan Garcia, it's safe to say that Tank caught a body. Yeah, man, Tank caught a body. He literally caught a body. And I don't even know how to feel about it either. I feel like even though most of us gave Tank the edge but still felt that they would be each other's toughest challenge to date, the truth is, no matter how many physical advantages Ryan Garcia had, no matter how many people wanted to give him a fair chance of pulling it off or even being a test for Gervonta, no matter how many people wanted to be invested enough to call it a 50-50 fight so bad, it just wasn't that at all. And to be honest, I don't even think it's Ryan's fault. Ryan hasn't won a major title in boxing, so everyone knew from the jump the experience was on Tank's side and would play a huge factor here. But man, Ryan didn't belong anywhere near Tank. Like, they aren't even on the same planet. And complete mismatch. The crazy thing is, he hit Tank with everything he had and none of it had any real effect on the guy. Like, what else could he have done in there? He was left with no answers for Tank. From the looks of it, Rolly Romero, Pitbull Cruz, Mario Barrios, Hector Garcia all did better than Ryan Garcia. And I don't know if that's because they're better fighters than Ryan or if Ryan made Tank prepare just that much more for him. It just goes to show, no matter how many times we say styles make fights, no matter how great a fighter dares to be, no matter what predictions are made, like Meek Mill said in that one song, it's levels to this shit. This was almost similar to the bout between Errol Spence and Mikey Garcia a few years ago, but far worse. The harsh reality is, some dudes just ain't even in the same league, and Gervonta Tank Davis is him. He's built different. He not only cruised through oppressing Ryan Garcia, but he telegraphed every single mistake the kid made, literally all of it. Basically parried Ryan's jab and touched Ryan's left hand with his lead, disrupting any attack Ryan had, premeditating his every attempt on the left hook. People wondering why Ryan's punches look so wide? Well, that was the reason for it. By keeping his lead with Ryan's lead, Tank could telegraph the movement on Ryan, basically seeing and feeling it coming. Then that flush counter into Ryan's grill in just the second round of the fight, dropping him, was as if to say, hey, calm your little ass down. I mean, look at him. Just walking away, fixing his trunks like nothing even happened. He ate every shot Ryan did land, especially some nice solid right hands by Ryan, which are the only things keeping me from actually calling this shit an exhibition, by the way. But Tank barely even blinked. He was even smiling at him while returning fire Floyd Mayweather style, looking right at him with this laser sharp focus like a fucking alien. Showed nothing but patience and took his time like he always does. There was absolutely no pressure on Tank to stay focused. It really looked like a walk in park for him, in my opinion. Ryan definitely didn't do himself any favors though, just following Tank everywhere he went in a straight line, rushing in all careless. But the fact that Tank really didn't have to make huge adjustments because of his in-ring generalship being on full display is a full testament to just how underrated his boxing IQ really is. And if you watch his fight with Pitbull Cruz, you wouldn't have doubted just how technically sound Tank can be. He had Ryan on skates with the lateral movement, made him overthink with the feints, overshot Ryan into a sniping contest, all to top it off with the cherry on top stoppage to the body, like I definitely said would be the possible fashion for his victory in my pre-fight analysis. Not to mention the speed though, the speed of Gervonta Davis, not only physically, but even his game plan was being executed since the opening bell. He deaded all that freakish Ryan Garcia speed and all that slow starter shit on April 22nd, and also proved that Ryan Garcia was really only dependent on the left hook. Tank definitely called it, man. Now credit to Garcia for getting up after that left hand, because we all know most guys would have been finished right then and there. So salute to him for getting up and trying to make it a fight. But I'm sure we all know that was the beginning of the end for him. He overcommitted and it cost him big. It's like Mike Tyson once said, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. And man, did that punch make him hesitant and a lot more gun-shy the rest of the way through. Tank smacked fire out that nigga like his name is Luke Kane. Jesus. See, when people told Ryan Garcia that Tank was a dog, he said he didn't know what a dog was. Well then, I guess he just found out what a killer is, because he got mocked. Now you know where the big boys play. Tank beat him so bad it made Oscar De La Hoya, Bernard Hopkins, and Joe Goosen all disappear. It was almost like magic. Poof, and they were gone. Which is kind of fucked up. Like, that's horrible. I feel bad for Ryan, to be honest. But I guess the lesson he wanted to teach Tank was a valuable lesson he had to learn himself. And hopefully, he holds his head high and goes back to the drawing board. Maybe, since him and Tank exchanged info at the post-fight presser, he should work on getting out of that Golden Boy contract and call up PBC Al Heyman. Hey, the fight was fun while it lasted though, and I know a lot of people want to say the fight was fixed. Oh, it was rigged. Listen, man, hopefully the only thing that was fixed was Ryan's bloody nose after the fight and his liver, because that's the only thing that looked like it needed to be fixed around here. I mean, that and Gervonta's trunks. I honestly don't think there should be a rematch anytime soon, rehydration clause or not. Because trust, the rehydration clause will always be an issue. But Tank was just a superior, stronger, more complete fighter like most people already knew he was. Ryan wasn't bad. He wasn't bad. But Tank is just better. So if there is a rematch, I think they should wait a couple more years for that shit. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's so mind-blowing to me that Tank's last fight before this one was in January, and he basically walked through his last two opponents like it was no biggie. Talk about season, huh? Too much sauce. Hopefully we get to see Tank competing for some titles soon, since it's safe to say that so far, from the looks of it, Tank is must-see TV with everything from his performance to his image to the smile on his face and the way he packs a punch. This dude is animated but deadly. And all I'm wondering now is, who's next? Who's it gonna be? Because so many names come to mind. Could it be Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, Vasily Lomachenko, Teofimo Lopez, or even a possible rematch with Pitbull Cruz? I don't know. Who do you want to see? Tank's coach Calvin Ford did say that he wants Tank versus Pitbull again when asked in an interview if he preferred Tank faces the winner of the May 20th undisputed bout between Haney and Loma or a rematch with Pitbull Cruz. He said his answer will always be Pitbull because they have a point to prove due to the unfinished business. But on Floyd Mayweather's list of top fights he wants to see, he has Tank versus Teofimo Lopez listed. So it makes one wonder if Tank will be making another appearance at the 140-pound super lightweight division. Guess we'll just have to find out, hopefully sooner rather than later. Pop off.